Zach Glass here with video journal number 3 for broadcast programming, where I'll be discussing the positioning and branding of the 4 local major affiliates in our area. I'll start with Fox. I would say, as far as branding goes, they're more the wild card, the Swiss Army knife. They'll have more edgy programming. They're kind of known for that. So, but they do have a little bit of everything: comedy, drama, reality. And their local news is very strong. They're known for that. And they're even their local news has a little bit more of they have a little bit more fun than some of the other stations. They're known to crack jokes or play around a little bit more, and I like it. That's actually they're my favorite local news station. If I am going to watch a local news station because of that, I like their programming for the most part too. I don't watch a lot of TV like that anymore, but a lot of the shows they have on there I do enjoy because they're different than what the other stations are playing. So yeah, they're more unique, they're more different, they're more edgy. But I labeled them as the Swiss Army knife. That was more an encompassing term for them. As far as their positioning goes, I would say they're second in the area, behind my next. I guess I should have started and talked my way from first to fourth, but whatever. I'm going out of order here. But next, I'm going to talk about NBC. Their branding, I would say that their branding and what they're known for is kind of being the best. They have some of the best programming as far as production value goes for their scripted shows. As far as that goes, their news station 12 is top of the line. You can see the quality difference. There's not a significant drop off between NBC in first place, which is where I have their positioning as a first place position in our local market. But there's not a significant drop off there from WXI to WGHP, the Fox. But you can see that there's a little bit of you can tell there's a little bit more going into WXI than there is at Fox. It's top of the line. So yeah, I would say the best of everything. Their syndication is usually pretty high quality stuff. Their late nights top of the line. I mean, they've led late night since I've been born. I've seen other channels try to compete. ABC with Kimmel does all right, but nobody really competes late night with them. The news is top of the line. The program is top of the line. They have some of the best reality shows. Like I said, Hollywood levels production on their scripted dramas and comedies and things like that. And yeah, they're number one for a reason. Let's go check out last place in our local market, since we're just taking a little zigzag tour through the rankings here. ABC 45. I would say they're the fourth. I want to say last because that's derogatory. They fit in where they're at, and they don't pretend to be anything they're not. They have tried to jump up a few times in my lifetime, and I've seen it. Their news has come and gone. They've never had a consistent, strong news programming since I've been watching TV. Like I said, it's come and gone. I think what a lot of they're doing, a lot of what they're doing right now is just trying to cut costs. It seems like, because I was watching for another project some of their 6 o'clock news, I think, and the anchor was Latina. Not that we wouldn't have a Latina anchor, but she was Latina, and she was actually really good. And I was like, ABC 45 has this, quality and demographic of anchor, but it was just her, clearly in front of a green screen. They didn't really talk much about local affairs. They hit a couple things that you could tell she didn't really know the area when they were talking about it. And I Googled it, and it comes to find out she is San Antonio's lead anchor, and she does ABC 45 here in the Triad on her free time. So I thought that was really weird, and that's not a good look. I don't know how many people have figured that out, but even when it comes to, their website is really rudimentary. And I'm not judging. I mean, there's no reason for them to try to put a lot of effort into that when you have 3 other pretty quality local stations ahead of you. That's what being the fourth place. If you're in a market with 4 options, that's what part of being fourth, I think. But as far as the branding for them, a lot of syndication top to bottom. They'll have one or two shows a night that ABC, their parent, that the ABC broadcasting companies sends for them, and those are pretty popular usually, like The Bachelor and things like that. But ABC, even across the board, and probably in stronger markets, isn't known for their programming being top of the line. But what they do, they do good, and that's what I want to stress. Like ABC, they do good for what they're trying to do. They're not trying to be anything they aren't. But I branded them the most apropos thing I could come up with them is the syndication station, because they have a lot of syndication. They don't have weekend news. Instead of having news in their weekend slot, they have syndication, David Jeremiah and things like that. People like that. People like to watch those, daytime talk shows and things like that, and late night, syndicated things. They have a lot of Family Feud, things like that. And I know people watch ABC 45 to watch Family Feud, so they go there for syndication. So they're doing all right for what they're keeping it between the lines at least. And then our last station, third place in the positioning for me. And they fit. It's pretty. I think 1 through 4 pretty clear cut. NBC 1, Fox 2, CBS 3, ABC 4. I don't think there's much room to argue there. But CBS, I labeled them the classics as far as their branding. They have all the classic game shows. Their local programming really focuses on things that would be important to people that are in the older demographics, I feel like. Also, their programming, as far as what they run during prime time, is more stuff, for the most part, that the older demographic. And they're getting away from that a little bit. I think they're trying to move on from that. I'm getting a call from my dad. I think that's the time for me to wrap this up. So yeah, Fox or NBC 1, Fox 2, CBS 3, ABC 4. Then NBC is the best of everything. Fox is the Swiss Army knife / wild card. ABC is the syndication station, and CBS is the king of classics. Thank you. Sorry for running long.